waiting to get a little bit closer to the event itself. And yeah, if you've never watched one of the videos before, usually a little bit of music to begin with. That one was the Batman theme. Well picked up, guys. Batman Begins, I believe. Now, yesterday when we did the market update around about 9 GMT, we were talking about this relief rally here in the dollar yen and how potentially the US session could be another catalyst for US dollar selling. We got that last night, and then during Asian session at the start, we did dip down. Fortunately, I got filled on a limit order that we've had for running for around about 6 months. Not 6 months, sorry, about 3 months. Now that limit order it's almost at the bottom of the day. Now the reason why we didn't go 115 rather than 115 was the level that everyone's watching. The reason why we put a little bit above that is you might want to make sure you get filled. Yeah, then this is pretty important. When you're not too concerned about the exact level, but just somewhere around a certain level. So say it was parity, you wanted to buy euro, you buy at 1.0020. Yeah, that would be the entry level of your limit. It's unnecessary to have it exactly at the figure, and actually quite dangerous, because a lot of the times the market will actually test it on the bid, not the ask. So you get 100 on the ask, and then on the bid, and then you won't get filled because your entry order had to go a little bit lower than that, another 3 pips, 2 pips, to make sure you got entered. So it is important that when you are filling in your entries, that you do think about these levels, and always put 10 to 15 pips above or below the key level that you're looking at. Yeah, look guys, some of you having some issues, and I suppose if you're having issues you can't hear this, just refresh the screen. You should see in the middle a little YouTube video pop up. The refreshing definitely helps, right? When it switches over, sometimes it gets a little muddled there, but if you refresh the screen, you should see me in the middle there pop up. Could be too many people in the room there, Will. And if worse comes to worse, you can watch it on YouTube, but you won't be able to see the interaction with traders here. Yeah. So yeah, this is NFP, the first NFP of the year, and the US dollar's been sold into it. So this is an interesting dynamic. We haven't had this dynamic for a few months, where the US dollar has been on the back foot going into an announcement like this, and the data from the US has been quite strong. The catalyst for the US dollar weakness has been something else. It's been the Chinese yuan, and we talked yesterday that Chinese yuan was probably going to stabilize. If it did stabilize, it would allow us to enter some long dollar yen. So if you weren't in long dollar yen, you weren't using limit orders, that was a good enough reason today in the Asian session to get in. Stabilization really helps. But if it rolls over again, like right now, that would be causing the pressure here on the dollar yen. So it's literally, if you see some pretty sharp moves in yuan, the dollar yen is going to follow, and euro will rally in the same sort of mode. So you know, everything's connected now a little bit. Now it's not like the yuan's the biggest thing in the world. It's just that right now it's a story and everyone's focused on it, so it's something that is moving the markets. Now if it settles down, then we didn't watch this for years, even though it was grinding higher. We didn't watch it. It's only now that it moves so sharply lower that it's got everyone's attention and sparked a little bit of US dollar selling. But the whole fundamental game hasn't changed too much. The fact is, the Fed said they're going to raise 3 times. If we get some strong US data tonight, this is really key data, the NFP numbers, then very likely the market will play US dollar strength. Whether or not you believe the Fed's going to raise 3 times or not isn't really the question here. The most important thing is trying to anticipate how the market's going to react to data. So a lot of the times it's a bit of a game in you know, you sort of don't really try to trade reality. You're trading to make money, yeah. And so if other traders are going to play long US dollar on the back of a strong number, especially from these levels, you should be playing that, not really trying to, you know, play your view that the Fed's not going to raise 3 rates and the US dollar should be a lot lower and that the US dollar is going to get lower in coming weeks as I don't know, Trump comes out and starts a war with something. You know, that's not really what trading is about. You got to be really disciplined and try to play the game that's being played. You know, it's like we're playing a game of poker here and we're playing Texas Hold'em, right? You don't start thinking about Omaha if you're playing Texas Hold'em, right? You got to play the game that is in front of us, and right now the game that's in front of us is US dollar strength. Whether you believe or not, they're going to be, the US economy is this strong. You have to play it. You have to respect it. You know, so I'm in the camp of, obviously I don't believe the reason we're talking about this, I don't believe they're going to raise 3 rates at all. You know, last year they said they're going to raise 4 rates. They did once. This year they said they're going to do 3. I suggest they'll probably do 2, if that, 2 or 1. There will be some reason that they don't. But right now, I'm looking to buy US dollar because the market's pulled back, and you're buying the trend when the market pulls back, right? I mean, not that big a pullback either, though. If you're talking about levels and you're talking about you know, sort of normal fib retracements, really we can pull back a lot further. That 138 actually is not too far, not too crazy. Let's change that color. So the bigger level here is going to be all the way down towards 112. Now that's, you know, literally like a normal pullback in any sort of standard rally, and it really wouldn't break any sort of uptrend at all. That would put the euro maybe towards 108, 109 in a sort of sharp pullback. Now obviously I want to buy there as well, but you may not get that sort of pullback. That's like, you know, praying and wishing that you're going to get pullbacks like that. So traders, you're here tonight to say, well, how are we going to play the NFP? Well, we're actually, if the market hadn't pulled back, we would be a little bit cautious about chasing up here. You know, if it was still hanging around 117.50 and the euro was below 105, it would be a little bit more dangerous. But in these scenarios, you got to think very clearly. Strong is strong, right? At least for the first 15 minutes, strong data is strong for the US dollar. The cleanest way to play it is long dollar yen, if it's strong. If it's medium, I suggest long dollar yen as well, for the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Now, I'm not saying that there's not going to be a whip tonight. It is a sort of market where there's a bit of a higher chance that the market will initially knee-jerk higher, and then roll over during, say, an hour later the stock market begins. Because we are in a little bit of a profit-taking mode on the US dollar, there is scenarios where even a strong number will lead to the market pulling back. Okay, and if that's the case, you know, you do have to respect that sort of reversal. So this sort of reversal I'm talking about, strong number comes in, say 200, 220. Nothing crazy strong, just 200, 220. Market might pop up to, say, 116.50, 60, 70, 80. And then the US session comes in, it rolls over, and we make new lows on the day. That is possible on a market setup like this. And it will sort of confirm that a deeper correction is coming. And it's really, really dangerous to buy that deeper pullback. You know, so be very clear about that. If it's a strong number and we end below 115 or even end in the low 115s, that's a very weak performance by the US dollar today. But that being said, I don't know they're going to play that game. All right, they play a lot of games in NFP, and you know, you got to be wary of them. And we're talking about the next couple of hours, not the next 15 minutes after announcement. Now, if the number comes in weak, dollar yen should go straight lower. I'm still going to be looking to buy the dip. Okay, I'm still going to be looking to buy the dip on the dollar yen, but I'm going to be very cautious about it. Now, it's something that I can't pre-plan and tell you what to do on. The price action will dictate whether I go into the market or not. I'll be looking not just at the dollar yen, I'll be looking at the stock market, I'll be looking at US yields. Okay, so those are the things that will be very important there. Also, whether the euro in its little battle with the US dollar will get above 106.50. Okay, so it's got its own little battle to go at 106.50. This isn't the case of a weak number. Okay, now you'd expect that, given that the US dollar's on the back foot, if there's a weak number, then that would add to some of this selling pressure. But the ADP was weak last night, and the market's been selling US dollar generally, right, for the last 2 days. The market is now a little bit short-term. The short-term players, short-term money, like the last 48 hours, is short US dollars. So the whip, which is a very common thing in NFP, may be on a weak number to the top side. Now, sustainability of that counter trend rally, so in the immediately down, say it goes immediately down from 1016 to say 115.50. Okay, on a weak number, the whip would be to a top to the fresh high, say 116.20. Now, the sustainability of that whip would be very questionable, but it's something which is definitely possible. So I'm giving you outlines here of what could happen here, and the reason why we're talking about whips more than we have in the last few months that we've done this NFP, just sort of it seems like a scenario where they're going to try it. It seems like a scenario where it's going to be more likely than not. I doubt we're going to just, on a weak number, break 115 and break 114.80 with another key level, and just keep on going down, right? That's just very unlikely, in my opinion. But it is possible. It is possible. Same way as a strong number, I don't think it's going to be a straight rally here because there's so many profit taking going on the top side. So the whip, in my view, is very likely today, and then we've got to be aware of it. So we're trading for the first 15 to 30 minutes only. Yeah, we're very cognizant that there's going to be a strong chance of the market trying to go both ways today, trying to take out stops both sides of highs and lows of the trading day. And I'm trading after the NFP, guys. Actually, I'm going to close out my dollar yen. I'm going to leave the one at 0.5. I'm going to close the big boy out at. Actually, has a stream quality too, guys. I got my new computer today, just for the open, so it's fantastic. Yeah. I'm closing out the. I'm going to keep on the euro pound. That's nothing to do with NFP. A weak number would push it higher, a strong number will push it lower. That's just because of the stock market angle and the dollar yen relationship with pound yen. So that's one thing that you know, I would be hoping for a strong number just for this particular trade, but it's not really directly related to it. But the stream quality, I haven't seen any dropped rates. It's everything about the computer's fresh and new, so hopefully everything's streaming well here. I haven't been on the video for about a month now because my old computer was dying and it was really breaking up the stream, so it is good to be back. Yeah, new computer's good, huh? I've got the internet, it's just not, the computer before was not handling it. It was like 4 years old. It was top of the line 4 years ago, and it could run 6 screens, but it just couldn't handle the modern stresses. Computers, I mean, literally, you got to upgrade your computer every couple of years nowadays. Especially if things get a little bit more advanced going forward. And I'm really looking forward to VR charts. I've been talking to a couple of traders there. Virtual reality charts will be very interesting. 3D charts. That's going to be a little bit of the future coming next 2 years, and that could really change the way we visualize the market. Because the way we do it now is so 2D and so limited, it's just, you know, it's pretty ridiculous. NFP predictions are for 175. Now, the word on the street is going to be weaker than that. That's because ADP came out weaker last night. Don't really read into the ADP. More important is that the US dollar has been sold into this announcement. So that's the main thing that I'd be, focusing on. You know, what we focus on as a trader is positioning of the market. The longer term position is US dollar buying. The short-term positioning is US dollar selling. How does that affect how we're going to play tonight? Well, for the dollar yen, we're going to be wary about the short-term positioning creating whips on both ways. But really, you know, the focus is buying in most scenarios here on dollar yen. Same with the euro, the focus should be on selling in most scenarios, if you're that way inclined, right? I mean, you don't have to follow this sort of trading. If there's any sort of NFP night where I wouldn't follow a streamer, it'd be tonight. The market is actually very dangerously set up, and so you always use your risk. You know, don't trade it, don't gamble. Yeah, just how much to trade. One lot per 10,000. Okay, that's a sort of, if you're my client, I'll be telling you that one lot per 10,000. Nothing more than that. 10,000 free balance. So yeah, euro looking to sell rallies, dollar yen looking to buy dips on a medium weak number. The best number would be something like a 130, 140, 150. That would be a clean little buy on the dip. Weaker than that becomes dangerous. A strong number like a 200 probably is going to get rejected on the initial rally. A really strong number will just bust it back up. But a medium strong number like 200, 175 to 200 is probably not going to be enough to contain some of the US dollar profit taking going on. Alright, so we'll quickly check in on a little analysis. We've got 4 minutes left. Nomura put out a little report this morning talking about their forecast. I'll disappear from the stream just for a sec. This OBS Studio, which is updated 64-bit, is so much better. So much better. So they're expecting what the market's expecting. That's nothing. ADP showed a little bit of a drop. Yeah. Okay, seasonality from the holiday period may affect the payrolls in December. Could be an upside bias in December because of seasonality. Unemployment rate to tick higher. Remember, the unemployment rate dropped a lot last month, and that could be something which is not going to be repeated. Couriers. Jesus Christ, we're relying on couriers now. How much online shopping did we do? Alright, so the trading plan, just to wrap up again, 2 minutes left. We're going to be looking to buy on a medium weak number, dollar yen. Hopefully around about the 115.70 to 115.50 level. That would be the sort of level that I'll be looking to buy. Before I buy, I'll be looking at the stock market's reaction, and that's the futures market because the stock's not open just yet. And I'll be looking at the US yields. Okay, that would be also an important little market to keep an eye on, and then I'll make my decision. So I may not trade for the first minute. I may let the market pull back, maybe in the first 5 minutes. That's on a medium weak number. A very weak number, I probably won't trade. A very strong number, I probably won't trade. A medium number, or as consensus number, I'll be looking to potentially fade a fresh high on the day. So somewhere above 116.50, I'll be looking to fade into that. Okay. If you trade gold, gold is very similar to dollar yen. It's very pure. It will go up on a weak number and down on a strong number. Gold's actually overbought short term as well, so it's more dangerous for a sharp pullback than the others. 30 seconds. Refresh. Five seconds. Slightly under. Not weak enough, I don't think. I'm probably going to buy that. Stop in terms of stop placement, I put it at 50. We're looking for a fresh high taken out, and then we're out. Yeah. God. Alright. That'll do. That's all we'll do. I don't think it's going to get... This is a dangerous area here, so if you're in the trade still, just worry about what happens here. Could get the rejection that we're talking about, the whip. I'm not going to sell into it though. So the whip is just because there's a lot of profit taking going on, and short-term players are going to get out of these little longs. Now, would I buy again on a move to say 115.50? Yeah, probably. But I just want to see the price action up here. Yeah, I mean, look, all trade. The reason I bought straight away is you're slightly weaker, like 156, Phil. Yeah. The reason I bought straight away is just the straight up you saw the buying come through. You know, slightly weaker. What are we going to do now? Go higher. Okay, but then what are we going to do? Probably go lower. You know, that's just the whip is likely in a day like today. Alright, so this is the important part. If you're in the market right now, I'd suggest you take profit here. If you're really bullish, then yeah, just let it run. But this is where I think if the whip is going to come, it's going to come in the next 5 minutes. I'm not going to sell into it though. But if you're aggressive, yeah, you can. Selling with a stop just to 30 pips high. We just talked about that reformation. The reason why we bought just here, yeah. Alright, now we're just worrying about this. See, this is a fresh high on the day, so we're worrying about now that the stops have been hit, that the market's going to pull back. If you're a trader, so selling into it's not the worst thing, but it's just not what I want to play. I'm more of a long side trader on this pair. I actually want the whip. I want it to pull back. I want to buy. In terms of where it would go to, it would go lower than the previous low. If that's where I'm interested in buying. About here. US stocks open in 12 minutes. Now, before that happens, I'll be finishing up relatively soon. Jason and Andrew are going to be doing a macro outlook update. So those are the two premium strategists, teachers from the premium room. I'm an FX analyst by trade, but they're very good coaches. So they're going to teach you about their outlook and probably just a little bit about each market's main issues. So if you don't know about what's going on with, say, UK, Andrew's from the UK, so you definitely have some nice views there, and the Fed and its impact on the US dollar and these big macro issues, and also European politics. They're going to be going over it in around about 10 minutes. So I think that's in the main room. I'm not 100% sure. I shouldn't be talking about the premium room if it's in the premium room, but I think it's in the main room, a special event. Alright, so again, this whip here, hopefully you guys got out of that longs. I mean, it's not 100% the market's going down, but it's just so, it does it all the time that it just, you get out and then you wait for a bit of a better entry. Alright, so I mean, also I should have told you guys, when the data comes in like that, so close to expectation, the market, the reason I got out after 20 pips is you don't expect fireworks on a day like today. Yeah, it's just not the sort of day you get fireworks. Alright, so now we've taken out fresh highs on the day. We'll be looking at taking out not fresh lows because the Asia session was so crazy, but looking at taking out just the European lows. And that's just, that's just how I'll be looking to buy into that. I'm not recommending everyone buy that if you're not going to be sticking around in the market. But yeah, that's, to me, I view all of NFP as a game day. And so I always approach the movements as part of a game. And generally, I'm just trying to buy the dip, but there's a bit more method to the madness on an NFP day. Just to confirm to you the internals of that. It's always good to go have a look at the internals. So we're looking for the earnings change. Average earnings actually increased a fair bit. Okay, that's nice. And the unemployment rate ticked higher as expected. Alright, so they're actually looking for wage inflation to come through as part of the general inflation as well. So if wage inflation continues to pick up, that's going to be a theme that would be extremely hawkish for the US dollar. I mean, it's not the biggest deal just yet. We're just talking in the next few months. In sale, what's with the euro pound trade? It's nothing to do with the euro. It's nothing to do with the US. Yeah, that's just straight up. I want to be short euro pound. We talked about that trade a little while ago. Got my stop in and got my take profit in. It's just a trade, mate. Just a trade. I'm in the soft Brexit camp, but I'm a little bit worried about some of the rhetoric coming out of some of those guys. So this trade is just about most of the reason that the market's up here is that the euro's had a nice little counter trend rally, right? I don't think that's going to last too much longer. And in the environment of a pro-US dollar environment, we had this. Yeah, it's only with, that's the spike on the euro day. That's the 30th. That's the spike from the euro. This is another spike from the euro. So just generally when there's US dollar strength, euro pound will go down in the current market. So I'm not too concerned about it. Mainly through the pound yen transmission. So pound yen's doing well. If stocks remain strong, then yeah, this should roll over. But yeah, it's not a clean trade. If you don't understand, if you don't like it, don't trade it. If you don't trade euro pound, yeah, just don't trade it. What's going on here, dollar yen? Been a bit cheeky. Literally untradeable. So look, if it's just mucks around here and then heads up higher, then I'm not in the market and I'm just not trading again. In terms of the stock market's reaction, ended higher. Okay. Yeah, it's much ado about nothing today, guys. Hopefully next month's a little bit more crazy. We should be able to, get more trading ideas next month after we have Trump in. Probably going to get a bit more volatility in the stock market. So if you are trading now, then in 50 minutes, remember that the US stocks do open. I'm going to let it transfer across to Jason and Andrew now. That could be the extent of the whip too, guys. That could be it. That could be done. But I'm not in for that sort of trade, right? I'm not chasing now. It's not what I look for as a trader. Not enough risk reward. But those looking for the whip, that could be it. So it's a little bit safer to be entering as a buy side. Alright guys, good luck for tonight. Hopefully everyone did okay. I'll be back on Monday 9 GMT. So that's the start of the European session. And if you do want me to go over a particular trade, just send me a PM in the chat room and I'll help you guys out. Other than that, unfortunately the market is not moving enough to trade at the moment for me. So I'll end the stream there.